Meanwhile, some members of the mainstream media going wild for Michael Cohen's testimony yesterday against the president.
Today, Michael Cohen will deliver a bullet right to the heart of the investigation.
He is the quintessential cooperating criminal.
House Democrats are doing is essentially starting to test drive an impeachment procedure.
If you've ever sat and covered a mob trial, that's what it sounds like.
We now have a conspiracy, an ongoing crime that moves right into the White House.
Wow.
Wow. But it's a far cry from how they cover the president's second summit with Kim Jong-un, as we put both side by side.
Here to react is Republican strategist and founder of American Majority, Ned Ryun. Ned, what do you make of this?
Good to be with you guys. Well, no, this is what you get when you have partisan political operatives masquerading as journalists. They can barely control their glee. What we saw yesterday was theater of the absurd. It was a total clown show. I mean, we were literally asked to suspend our disbelief that a known and convicted liar is now a paragon of truth and rightness.
Right.
When, in fact, when he was asked very point-blank questions by Debbie Wasserman Schultz, can you corroborate any of this? He says no.
Right.
And, in fact, as Sean pointed out, Mark Meadows slapped him with a criminal referral halfway through, and I'm pretty sure he perjured himself when he said he didn't want a position in the White House. And when CNN is calling him out as a liar, you know it wasn't a good day for Michael Cohen.
No kidding. We've got a graphic that shows you the interest of the cable channels in the run-up to the hearing. This is the coverage from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. yesterday, the Cohen hearing versus the Vietnam summit. As you can see, Fox News Channel, there's a reason they call us fair and balanced, we did 43 minutes on the Cohen hearing and 44 minutes on the North Korea summit. MSNBC did 108 minutes on Cohen versus 37 minutes on the summit. And you can tell where CNN's priorities are. They did 2 hours and 4 minutes on Cohen and 16 minutes, Ned, on the summit.
This is, again, this whole thing was planned and coordinated, and you have to be deeply naive to not think that it was by the Democrats and Cohen and Lanny Davis, who, by the way, is a close confidant of the Clintons. And then the mainstream propagandists were more than happy to amplify what we saw yesterday as the president is overseas trying to solve an existential threat for all Americans, regardless of party affiliation. It was completely shameful, but they could barely control their glee in, again, bringing up, is this the beginning of impeachment hearings? To which I would say, go ahead, give it a shot. I'm not even sure you've got the votes in the House, but you sure as heck don't have them in the Senate. But again, this is all about they still cannot get over the fact that Donald Trump won an election he wasn't supposed to win. This is still all about trying to nullify the 2016 elections, and the mainstream media is more than happy to go along with it and try and amplify this and try to bring down down President Trump.
I thought the most telling thing were Michael Cohen's closing comments. They weren't about the president's legal or his behavior with stuff that he would know about. They were political comments clearly written by Lanny Davis or a Democratic strategist. And when he came out and said, I fear that President Trump, if he loses the election, won't leave the White House, there won't be a transition of power. Believe me, if he loses, he'll high five and say, congratulations, you can have the place.
There were some very dangerous statements made yesterday, Brian, including that one I thought was extremely egregious. And my question, like yours, did Adam Schiff and Lanny Davis write all of the opening and closing statements, or just most of them?
He talked to Adam Schiff. He said he did.
This is the other thing. He admitted to Jim Jordan that he had actually talked with Adam Schiff, and how I translated and read it was that he actually coordinated it.
Congressional collusion, Ned?
Yeah, and Jim Jordan.
Exactly right, no.
Jim Jordan handled himself beautifully. He said, oh, so you could prepare so that you would have all the answers in advance?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was very interesting to watch. Thank you so much, Ned, for being with us.
Thanks, guys.